asked for how I made this effect. So I tried to do a couple of different things for this effect specifically. I tried to do a virtual animation texture export from Houdini, but I ran into issues with that. For some reason, after following all the tutorials that I researched online, just my virtual animation texture is just not working. It's just broken, pretty much. And then, yeah, so let's just get into how I made this specific effect. So, what we did is we have this Niagara system. So, it's pretty much just a directional burst with materials put on it for the sprites, and then we're just looping those over and over again. So, we have right here, we have blood drops with collision. We have regular blood drops, we have the single looping particle that you can see right here, and then one of the initial splashes. So for this, how we got it to be able to tell that it's being collided with, we made this blueprint class. Okay, and then from this blueprint class, what we're doing is respawning the blood effect, spawn actor, BP blood drop, which is this right here. Getting the rotation, spawn, all that good stuff, and then in here, this is where we are telling the blueprint, we're pretty much looping the collision from the blueprint into the Niagara particle system, or we're getting the information of the collision from the Niagara particle system into the blueprint, and then looping it back and forth, so that whenever the blood drops collide with something, then it spawns a blood decal. So, for example, what here, you have to do this node called an event receive particle data. So, what this does is it goes into here, and then this node right here, export particle data to blueprint, is what we use. So we're using this in tandem with this right here, and then we're giving it collision particle world position, and then collision normal, and then kind of just telling it that it has collided and connecting a couple of things, and then exporting the particle data directly into the blueprint right here that you can see. So from here, we going back into here, doing a for loop, breaking apart the particle data. Okay, this is getting the rotation, the decal size, and then the location as well. This is how it's spawning the blood in the location that it spawns, and then this is simply just fading it out over time. So just to go back one more time and show you how it works. And there we go. The initial plan was to have like a whole wound system and everything, kind of like how like you see blood holes or bullet holes and stuff on the character mesh, but there was just so many issues I ran into as like a first-time Houdini user. Doing virtual animation textures, like exporting it as that instead of an alembic, had its own issues, and I don't know how, but the entire process got messed up. Even though I followed the tutorial to a T, can't figure out what's going on. Definitely learned a lot about blood overall and how frustrating it can be, and the pipeline from like Houdini to Unreal for blood itself. Certainly more than I thought it was going to be. Definitely, definitely, I would say bit off more than I could chew for this assignment. Although I have learned a lot, certainly will take this into consideration into the future when developing further blood effects or stuff like that. So, yeah, that is pretty much the conclusion of my video. Thank you for watching.